Hello, everybody, and welcome back. All right, let's get right into this. The doors open up. You go squishy, squishy with the Vorsha that are right there. And behind the Vorsha, what you see is you're inside of a giant space station. Obviously, metal walls on the sides, the tall, the bottom. But the thing about the space station is, unlike the Citadel, which is pristine, or anywhere in between that you might find, this place is filthy. So, I mean, it's not like there's blood splattered on the wall everywhere. There is blood splattered on the wall. It's things like nobody ever comes through here and really sweeps. There are automated systems that clean areas. They're not complete garbage people. But, like, the automated systems that come through, the machines that come through and sweep, they don't usually get updated. They don't get, like, recalibrated and stuff like that. So, like, where, like, the wall meets the floor at that little cove area, that there's always filth kind of built up right there. And because of that, you often see, like, space rats go running by. There's clearly an infestation of pyjacks and stuff that... Oh, I'm getting lots of light in from my... Hold on. Door being...
Oh no, the sun.
The sun!
Makes sense because the sun fucking left me. It's pitch black outside.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You know, I am 5 hours behind you.
My dog is taking over my pillow.
Catching up, Ollie. Catching up. So you are So yeah, there's like little pyjack infestation that exists here, and they like live in the walls and stuff like that. They're friggin' disgusting.
I bet there's owls everywhere too.
Freaking space owls.
Yeah.
There's people that litter the hallways, whether they be lying there because they're just like passed out in the hallways and stuff like that, in which case it's not safe to do so. People will just pick your pockets, and if you try to stop them, they'll just knock you out and take from your pockets. But there's also people like standing around having conversations with another. One of the things that you notice here is pretty much everybody, at least where you are right now, is completely armed and armored. That's right here at this dock that you have to be at. When you leave this docking area and open up to the greater area that's beyond, as soon as you open up, it actually opens up into a huge cylindrical room. Like it's just this whole area, this whole floor that you're on in the station is one gigantic circle that has a whole bunch of like little, like call them rooms, but you know, stores that come off of it, nightclubs that come off of it, offices, businesses that all come off of this huge, gigantic circular room that's right here. Now, in this room, like I said, you're going to have a lot of people that are armed and armored and so on and so forth, but not everybody is once you leave the docking area and go out beyond. There are some people that literally just have a pistol at their side, but wear just rather plain, basic clothes. There are some people that have armor, but like their weapon is like a melee weapon and no guns or anything like that. It's a huge like a mix-up of all the different type of peoples that you're going to find around here. But one of the things I will say is the most common armor that you find, by far, the most common armor you find here is basic armor. It's the lowest quality of armor. It's the easiest one. It's the type of armor that literally requires no proficiency to be able to wear. It just requires credits to purchase. So, so basic armor is what you can is the best that you can find over in this area, or most of the people. My apologies. So as you go out into the greater beyonds, make me perception wisdom checks, please, both of you.
Gonna get pickpocketed.
It's not completely terrible.
I almost did perform by accident.
Even in the start of our number, we have the same issue with accidental performance rolls.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't even know what we're going to use performance rolls for in this game, but you got to keep it there just in case.
Performance.
Dancing, bards. Maybe next character I make will be a bard. Who knows?
Maybe Ontario's going to go to the bar and, you know, find a pole to meld with.
Earn them heads.
You'd be more respectful. Seen inside her mind.
Racist. So you as you guys are walking around, one of the things that you notice, Frank, one of the things that Cracks notices is there are tons of cameras around this place.
Yeah,
tons of cameras all over this place. Some of them are like recessed dome-like ones that have like a huge radius of vision. Some of them are pointed in one specific location where they're looking at. But beyond just having a ton of cameras, there are different types of cameras. Some that see in infrared, some that see in electromagnetic, some that see in regular light spectrums. You know, different types of cameras that are always observing this. And then going even one step beyond that, outside some buildings, there are turrets that are mounted there. Now, funny about the turrets that are mounted there, even though they might be directly pointed down in front of that specific door to make sure they're like a defense of that door, all of these turrets have the ability to shoot well beyond just that initial area. Like, they can definitely hit areas. If somebody, God forbid, were able to access one of those turrets, they could spread across a pretty large range. But that's just one of the things that Cracks notices. Probably one of the things that he likes about the place. You know what I mean? Oh,
you know, it's guns and cameras everywhere. The cameras are obviously there because, hey, someone robs you, you're going to find who that person is. Guns are there. Someone robs you, you're just going to shoot them.
Of course. So now you guys are inside the
Good
place,
old Omega.
looking around. You're trying to find out a place for you to, and I imagine the first and foremost thing you want to do is sell that shuttle, right?
Yes.
So you're going to have to roll for me a connect, connect intelligence or connect to charisma. But hold on, Rick. Don't jump and roll the dice. Don't forget that you do have 1 point in your party pool of luck if you wanted to use that for your connect check.
What would that do, Scott?
Yeah, what does that mean, Scott?
So a party pool
You
of
literally
luck-
haven't explained it at all yet.
Nope, that's fine. So I thought I did last week, but
Nope.
Nope.
You said that
I
you would
explained
explain
it during the stream that I did by myself where I was building the maps. So the party pool of luck, what that does is it gives you an additional d6 to a skill check roll. If you roll 2d6, it gives you a third one, drop lowest. If you already roll 3d6, it gives you a fourth, drop lowest. If you already roll 4 because of some whatever, it gives you a fifth, drop lowest, right? So it's an additional d6, drop lowest.
Party be alright with me using that dice then?
Go ahead. Craxer's going to roll anyways, just because he wants to see if anybody he knows is actually on station.
Please go right ahead.
Yeah,
but that's
I've-
more for, hey,
I've
is
got a
anyone
few
actually
more
here?
things.
Yeah, well, I have a negative in it, so this is Crax doing it for personal reasons.
I think that's a...
So.
Yeah, I just get a +1 from the charisma or intelligence. I've already declared it. Fuck you!
Jesus Christ. We both...
Well, I mean,
I'm
I
just
guess we
thinking.
better get a good deal for the double crits we
We're
have
getting
here.
a good
Wow.
fucking deal.
And if we don't, I will run to you, Scott. I will run those 5 hours and I will kick you in the teeth.
Are you fucking
Double
kidding
crit.
me? Double
Double
crits? Okay. So this is how this plays out. One, because of critical hit, it happens rather quickly. Crax walks onto the station and literally kind of looks around, sees a guy he knows, and walks up to him and punches him in the head, cracking his
Yeah, that sounds
skull.
about right.
He's pissed at that guy. He's a fucking asshole. But that's okay because the person that because as soon as he does that, somebody else comes running out of the crowd to be like, oh, what the fuck? It was somebody that Crax knows that actually had a job to get this guy, and Crax just made his job that much easier. And so Crax has a moment where he's actually able to be like, oh, hey, to his friend. Your friend is not a Krogan. I do apologize.
That
Correct.
figures.
Your friend is not a Krogan. He is, in fact, another Batarian. The two of them get along fairly well. Batarians just have a little less law and order to them than the Krogans typically like. But he's actually another Batarian. So you guys actually meet with one another. It's like, oh, hey, you did this job for me. Thanks. You're like, no problem, because you owe me a beer. And, you start chatting for a little bit. And you come to find out that the person he was doing this job for is somebody else that you know, not extremely well, but loosely know, who is a pretty high up person in the Blood Pact. So it's somebody that's pretty high up in the Blood Pact. It would certainly have a lot of use for that shuttle. Okay. Cattle, however, he walks onto the station and he opens up his space book and just turns on the grinder feature to find out who he knows near him. And immediately is able to head over to send a message to one of his friends to meet him in the same bar that you're hanging out with your Batarian friends. So you guys are both in the same bar, but like in different areas, not like holding and cuddling each other. And you're meeting up with your old friend, and you're having a conversation with her. She's actually another Solarian, and so the two of you are having an extremely fast conversation in your Solarian native tongue, and catching up on old times in the flash of an eye, which allows you to get through pleasantries quickly and down to business, which also happens pretty quick. she lets you know that she has a contact that she's been working for. You actually don't know this person at all whatsoever, but that's okay because she's a really good contact of yours and she's extremely well connected herself. She has somebody that she knows, somebody that she's been working for, who is actually has part of like a different, smaller freelance organization that for some reason, like freelance from the 3 primary ones, that for some reason has a lot of funding. They have a very small name, not well known for one another. The name of themselves is. Y'all blinked out for a second there.
Yeah. That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was
Yeah.
Skype.
Definitely Skype.
Okay,
And
cool.
you're a little quiet now, Scott.
You're like low.
Yeah. I was listening to that. I was like, huh, he just got a
I
bit
think
quieter. Oh, he's
that's
fine
why I
again.
just
Can you hear
punched
me
you in
now?
the teeth.
Am I good?
You're
I
still
can
a
still
little
hear
quiet.
you, yeah.
Go to your
Very
options
terrible.
and reset the.
Yeah.
I think it did it to everyone. Skype just
This is
fucked
what
up.
happens on Omega, you know.
Hiccups.
Is everyone
What
frozen?
happens
now?
on Omega crashes on the internet.
Hello, hello. Am I better, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot where we were now. I thought I crashed, but I guess not.
Okay, so I'm sorry. We're good. We're good. Sorry about that. All right, Skype just blinked. You know, it happens. All right, so they're a small organization, and the name of them is actually called the Sunset. So it's literally the Sunset Syndicate is the name of the organization. Very small, lots of funding, and they're trying to amass bits of things that they could use in the future for jobs or whatever. You know how it is. They just need some stuff. And they have a lot of funding, and they're certainly interested in it. So you're excited to find out this information. You set like a time or a place or whatever to have a conversation with her, and Krax is like, oh, I'm going to help Cattle out, and I'll let him know something. Cattle comes over to speak with Krax and gets this brilliant idea. We do a bidding war between the two of them. This is something that's super valuable for the two of them. Let's get a bidding war going on. And so you guys do kind of contact both of your contacts and let them know that you have somebody else that's interested, which they could very easily verify is the truth and whatnot. And they have their own little bidding war going on. Now, to resolve this bidding war for who's going to win it, I just want you and Frank both to roll me a D100.
Here's where we both get 100s. Oh, I'm not gonna roll. Play.
Okay. Well,
I
so,
don't think I've ever seen a D100 roll a 1.
right?
I don't think I've ever seen a 1.
There you go.
That is impressive.
That
Well
is
done.
I rolled 100 before.
That is absolutely hilarious. So, okay. I've seen 100 before, which is usually roll twice and keep the, you know what I mean? All right. So with that one, this is how the bidding goes back and forth. The person that's certainly bidding higher is the, what are they called? I just said it. I'm sorry.
Blood Pact.
The Sunsets
Blood.
there. So the Sunset Syndicate are the ones that are bidding higher and bidding higher by a significant amount. And the Blood Pacts aren't happy with this. So they release the Blood Pact after the Sunset Syndicate and literally wipe them the fuck out. They kill every single solitary last member of the Sunset Syndicate, slaughter every one of them, and then take the credits that they were going to pay you with and offer you the credits that the Sunset Syndicate was going to do. And they
I'm
keep
okay
the
with that.
shuttle for themselves while taking care of some of their competition. And so with that all said and done, the end result is 175,000 credits is what they're willing to give to you for this shuttle.
175? Yeah, I'm okay with that.
175,000 credits, the Sunset Syndicate is dead, and you guys are happy.
I mean,
Your
we
friend-
didn't even know they existed before, so it's fine, right?
Yeah, exactly. And your friend survived because she doesn't work for them. She just has a friend there.
You had.
Had a friend there. Oh, Jesus
Now,
Christ.
is this a random faction that you made up,
That
or
was fucking brutal,
or is the
man.
Sunset an actual?
Random faction I made up.
Oh, well, not anymore.
Collateral damage.
You know,
That's Omega for you.
It's you just eliminated your, you know, a enemy faction. You got something out of it, and you got all of that enemy faction's stuff. So
And you got some good reputation with whoever the people who survived are.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I will tell you that whole process took about 2 days of you guys spending most of your time off of the ship with a little bit of
That's
time on
fine.
the ship.
That's fine.
Yep. Fine. And so you guys do that, yay. And that pretty much wraps up everything you wanted to do. Feel free to have a quick RP amongst the party before I turn the camera. Go ahead.
There were some connect checks I wrote to you about earlier about trying to make those.
That's right.
1, possibly 2, depending on circumstances.
The connect checks you wanted to make when you got here. Are these things that you're going to act upon in the next 45 minutes, or things that you'd want to act upon afterwards?
I'd probably chase him down as soon as possible, so we don't.
Sure. So why don't you roll me that first connect check, which was about I know what's her face is what's its face, and then the other one I'm trying to find out where that one was. Maybe Omega knows something.
The check's 8, which is all right. You don't have to send me the things right now. Just
Oh, I remember the other one. Okay, cool. All right, so first, this is for what's her face is what's his face. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that with that check, you're actually going to find nothing on that one because it's actually a DCTC.
Ooh.
And then the second one, go right ahead.
Oh, okay. You actually.
DC
That's
secrets,
cool.
guys.
Still secrets. I swear it.
Cracks us his secrets. So.
Rix is really getting into the whole information broker deal.
Unfortunately, that is.
I'm kind of tempted to re-roll that one, honestly.
Go right ahead.
You can.
Yeah. Once proceed.
You're an engineer, and it's nearly the end of the session.
Might as well.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's what I did with engineers. Like, oh, something important's happening near the end of the session.
Oh, fuck. I rolled the wrong thing. Sorry.
No.
I rolled the wrong thing, and I had a +1 in there. I'll re-roll it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't click the wrong thing, and I clicked the wrong thing.
Let's do it anyways. Okay, cool. So the second thing you were asking about was specifically about the alliance base that you guys are going to, right? And what details pertain to that beyond what you've heard so far. So one of the things that you're able to find out is that this base was meant to be a secret base. So this is you make a connect check, you talk to some people, try to find out information. So you you find out that the base that you guys are heading to is supposed to be a secret base. The humans were the ones that had found out about this like huge location of Prothean technology before anybody else, and so they're trying to set up their organization, their base down there, to extract as much information as possible and give them an edge technologically compared to the other peoples, because nobody's had access to this so far. And it seems like the reason why they're doing that, not trying to share it, which could totally get them points to the Citadel, is because what they've discovered was, or at least what you believe they discovered was from the information that you're getting, is that this was a Prothean actual science and research facility itself. So they're doing a scientific research facility within a research facility, meaning that they're going to be able to find the things that the Protheans themselves were trying to learn and advance upon. And since they were that much more technologically advanced than all of you, who knows what they could find there. The site isn't like a small site that just is barely above ground. It is a much larger site than many of the other ones that have been found along the way. So again, certainly something that has lots of value to it. That's what you found out so far with this check. I'm not going to be able to divulge much more than that to you. It's just that it's huge. The humans are supposed to keep it secret, but somehow the Blue Suns found out about it along the way, and that it is in fact a Prothean research site itself. Okay?
That's really good intel, actually.
Yeah, that's actually...
Yeah.
And so, you get all that. I'm going to have you guys join back onto the ship with the rest of the crew and have a convo with them, some RP with them about what's happened thus far, and maybe what you want to do with the money. And then I'm going to have the other two kind of go off and do their thing.
Well, we got a lot of money, so...
I mean, we would notice, because we've been on the ship, and at some point, like, probably a little, like, crane thing has gone... like taken
I'd have let you know.
we know they've solved the shuttle.
They've also come back and forward on the ship too. But go ahead.
You guys have used Venmo before, right? You just hear like the ching Venmo noise over the ship intercom. Then the crane just starts moving, picks the shuttle up.
So describe to them what happened or whatever. Aaron, please.
Does that mean we can fix the power problems?
Oh, so we're gonna RP that now then? That's fine.
Just do it or not.
Well, okay. How much is a new ship?
More.
What we need to do
Like
is
a
fix
third
that
of the way
problem.
there if we sell this one for like the thing. I don't know. It's expensive as shit.
Because this is a shitty ship. Let's be honest. Here.
Hey,
This is a human-made
it's a
ship.
glorious scrapper.
Yes, it's a scrap. So
I have done so much work on that engine.
even a patrol
beautiful.
boat is
2.5 million
$2.5
stock.
million.
Stock.
That's what. Yeah, nothing added to it. We have half of that right now.
Not even half. Not close to half.
Your
Well,
ship
because
is
if we
worth
sell-
what, 1.1?
Yeah, our chip's 1.1.
One flat right now with the 178k in fluid money, basically.
Okay.
I'm
We're poor
just saying.
boys.
It's you get the patrol boat or hell, a Corvette.
How do you want us to afford a Corvette exactly? A
We-
Corvette
we
costs
don't
4
have the
million.
money.
We are
This
25% of the way there.
Or why would we want this? Like this.
It's gonna take
functions our needs
space years of
exactly.
saving.
Exactly.
Space
I like our
years.
ship.
25%
no
of the way
reason to
there.
have
We're
this
stuck with it for a
conversation.
while. We had better make sure it worked well.
More crew. Though we need, more people demand it. But fast, but not too fast. Much faster than the frigate. But armed enough to, do any commerce raiding or anything like that.
Find 3 million hidden up your butt crack. Feel free to let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's better if we spend some money on fixing this.
Well, instead of fixing this bucket of bolts, since you don't want the Corvette, we could start looking at a patrol boat, which we're about 50% of the way there. It's
Jesus,
much
that's-
faster.
Fucking bucket of bolts for a long ass time.
I mean,
It
If
makes
you
much
want
more
to
sense
sell
to,
the
to
way
upgrade
there.
our ship that we have that uses the exact. All of our needs are met with this ship. We can merely make it better, make it exactly what we need.
all of our needs are almost met with this ship. We do have to sacrifice power.
We're
Yeah,
literally Winnie has
Well, if we
devised
fix that.
like picks up like piles of papers, is devising ways to fix this.
It's literally like 18 data chips that are all like fully maxed out with their like 50 terabyte hard drives. uh,
But point
Write the paperwork on it. There you go.
Oh, it's gonna be
oh
nice to look, guys.
Jesus!
And have a shelf of data chips.
cracks because we're probably having this meeting in the frickin'
In the
Whatchamacallit?
ready room.
yeah, the ready room or whatever it's called. Cracks just like goes over to the door, opens up the door to the frickin' crew quarters. And so it's like, with a patrol boat, we don't have to share bedrooms.
Why would you concern yourself with sharing bedrooms? What's wrong with that?
As far as I've been doing, you and the Asari have already been sharing quite a lot.
Oh god, sorry, I gotta roll for something.
Go ahead.
Brony!
Tremi's listening to this and she's gonna chime in soon, but not quite just yet.
Yeah, she's allowed to share her opinion as well.
course.
Of course.
I don't see. Does sleeping in private quarters that something you want? What would be the benefit of this?
It's the bloody storage closet anyway.
That is
Oh, no,
a
if you
waste
move to
of
the,
time
uh,
and
the hole.
space and currency.
So
I was waiting to see
sorry,
what
I
Frank
forgot
rolls before I
the,
RP.
the shit. Oh no, I rolled
Okay.
against it.
So
Here's what-
Tremi ends up chiming in because you were asking that question, Entree. You asked that. I'm getting it every time. I just have to think every time. So when Entree asked that question, she chimes in. She says, "Yeah, sleeping in private rooms is something I'd prefer. However, do you have the money for a patrol boat? I see a few flaws with this. One, if we have that kind of money, I shouldn't have gotten screwed 2 days ago.
No, that's what he was saying. It's
If we had that
sell
kind of
this-
money, I wouldn't have screwed you.
Two, if you were to buy a patrol boat with the amount of money you're going to get from trading this piece of shit in, it's not a patrol boat that's going to be able to fly. It's literally not going to be able to fly, or it's going to have some seriously shot systems, which is, we shouldn't be flying. And three, if we could get our hands on a patrol boat that could fly and the systems weren't shot, there are 5 of us. We have literally the minimum number of crew needed to fly that kind of a ship. We would either have to get more crew on board, or we would have to get some systems that can handle themselves. And all of that's going to be even more money spent. I could probably find a few Vorsha that you can get for pretty cheap that know how to handle some very basic things. But who wants to share a ship with fucking Vorsha?
He looks at Tremi, folds his arms. We could get a Turian patrol boat.
She shudders.
Oh my god.